There, there we go. There we go. A lot going on today. All right, so let me fix that black box around myself. Anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Be Your Own Hero show. I haven't been live in a while, so welcome back to me. I'm getting some error messages, so I hope everyone can see me, hear me clearly. All right. I'm also freezing on my side, so you guys let me know in the chat if I'm freezing on your side. If so, I'm gonna change the setting, but if not, I'll just keep rocking. So I'm gonna give you a second to drop something into the chat. Let me know if I'm freezing. In the meantime, I'll keep talking. So this is Wednesday, so happy Wednesday. I don't quite remember which episode of the show this is because I got a little off balance in terms of dates with my birthday. So I'm not sure what day this is. Oh, and then I was playing the pre-recorded episode, so I'm not sure what day this is in season 4. But this is season 4 of the Be Your Own Hero show. And I'm your host. I'm sekouwrites. I'm a professional creative and the creator of the Hero Ministry movement. Okay, so Linda's saying the sound is out of sync with my photo. I'm going to pop out and pop right back in, and maybe that'll help. So stand by. Okay. All right. It's a little better. It's a little better. I think I can deal with it. It's still out of sync. I'm not sure why, but I'm just gonna rock with it. Okay, so lots of things to talk about, and it's a little distracting for me, but I'll manage. Lots of things to talk about. So, what do we want to talk about first? Let's talk about the charity run. So, today is day 394, and if I can just get that set up, that'd be great. If I could show you today's run report, maybe while the run report is playing, it'll sync itself. Maybe that'll give the system enough time to sync. So I'll do that. In the meantime, if you have been following along, you now know that there are 2 missions, 2 current missions. And if not, all right, then the run report isn't going to play either. All right, Murphy's Law going on today. So what I said in the run report is that, yes, there are 2 missions right now for the run report, for the charity run. So the one you all know about, hopefully, is that I have been raising money for Back on My Feet. It's a nonprofit that's based in Philly, but they work nationally. And what they do is they go find the unhoused community wherever they are in many different cities, and they teach the unhoused community how to get up, show up, and run in the mornings for themselves. And that process of discipline, that process of self-empowerment, that process of building self-confidence enables them to do so many other things that helps transform them from where they are to where they want to be. It's an amazing program, and I'm grateful to be a part of it. I am raising $3,650 for that nonprofit. Why that number? Because it's a derivative of 365. And as you know, if you've been watching the show, I've been doing this charity run for over 365 days now. This is the anniversary month. I started in June of last year, and now here we are a year later. Speaking of which, this is my triple anniversary month, the month of June. This is my birthday month. My birthday was June 24th, so my birthday is past now. It's this past Friday. This is the anniversary month for the charity run, as I just explained. And this is the anniversary month for this show, the Be Your Own Hero show. So triple anniversary month, and oh, I forgot the double mission. So I did the first mission. That's mission number 1. Mission number 2 evolved out of something I decided to do for my birthday. So if you've been following me on Facebook, you know that I spontaneously decided to buy 24 McDonald's gift cards and give them away to the unhoused community. 24 because my birthday was on the 24th. So I bought 24 McDonald's gift cards, and if you haven't seen it on Facebook, let me just tell the story very quickly. So I was in line at McDonald's because you can buy gift cards at McDonald's. I was in line at McDonald's and I asked for 24 gift cards. I didn't know that it was going to be such a process, so I held up the line. And so I was apologizing to the woman behind me. Turns out she was a plastic surgeon, and she was like, "Oh no, it's fine. My next client is always late anyway. But what's up with all these gift cards? Like, what are you doing?" And I said to her that I was buying these 24 gift cards to give away to the unhoused community. And she got quiet for a second and stared at me. And then she says, "But it's your birthday." And I was like, yeah, I know, but I want to be of service to others for my birthday. And she just stared at me for a while. And then she was like, "Okay, wow." And then she walked away. So anyway, that was one of many stories that I have collected. I haven't even curated them yet, that I've collected in the process of giving away these gift cards. You wouldn't think there'd be so many stories, but I've got a ton of stories from this experience. That was the first story of many. So I'm going to tease those out and tell those stories, because you'd be surprised what has happened with that mini mission. And I called it a mini mission when I started it, but it's become a full-fledged mission, because after I gave out my 24 cards, someone in Nashville, shout out to Joy, someone in Nashville, I'm sorry, I said Nashville, but I meant Memphis. Joy lives in Memphis, and she saw that social media post, and she decided that she wanted to help by giving me more gift cards. So she has now helped me purchase more McDonald's gift cards, which I'm going to hand out as well. So this mini mission has become a full-fledged mission. All that said, the Hero Charity Run currently has 2 missions. I'm raising money for Back on My Feet. I'm also giving away McDonald's gift cards. All right, so I'm going to check in the chat and see if things have gotten a little bit better in terms of... No? All right. I think I'm still out of sync, but no one's complaining, so I'll just keep rocking with it. This is a funny comment. Can you guys see that? I'm trying to put it up on the screen. Yeah. All right, technical difficulties. But anyway, there it goes. So the question is what she did when she walked away. Yeah, I have no idea, but she seemed really, really flummoxed by the idea that I was giving something away on my birthday. And it became, here I go telling more of the story. It became a whole conversation in McDonald's, because now the people behind me, behind her, are involved because they're trying to buy her food because it took so long. And she's like, "No, like, you don't need to be taking care of me. You need to be taking care of him." And now I'm trying to buy them their food. And they're like, no, you're doing enough already. So it became a whole communal thing. Everybody got involved in the McDonald's. So that was the first of many stories. And now it looks like I'm finally in sync. Yes, I'm finally in sync. Yes, technical difficulties over. Okay, so that's my new mission for the charity run. This is great because, as you know, if you've been watching me for a while, I used to run with a backpack, and I would put things in my backpack for the unhoused community. Feminine hygiene products, food, umbrellas, tents, like all kinds of things. But these gift cards are much more portable, and also they speak directly to food. And I chose McDonald's specifically because they're everywhere and easy to access, right? So I will be telling more stories this week about my interactions with the people who I gave gift cards to really some amazing stories. Moving on. So everybody's been asking me how my birthday was. Yeah, my birthday was terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible. And not for any particular reason. It's just that, oh, you know what? I have something that Rev Mel sent me this morning. Let me read it. She sent me this quote this morning. Let me read it to you. It says, "A wise person takes things lightly and does not insist that things should happen in any particular way." So that's how I am generally, most of the time. Not on my birthday. Not on my birthday. I do not take things lightly on my birthday. And I do have, I have high expectations. I want things to go a certain way. And so it was challenging for me this year because I tried to just, throw something together at the last minute and it didn't work. So again, this is going to be a long story that I'm going to have to tease out over days because there's too much to unpack all at once. But just to give you an example, I decided randomly last minute, I'm going to fly to New York and spend my birthday in New York. Well, I got a connecting flight, right? So it connected at DCA airport. I don't think I will ever forget that airport for all these reasons that you're about to hear over the course of the week. Right? But I connected in DCA airport. My connecting flight, my initial flight was delayed. The connecting flight left early. When does that ever happen? When does the connecting flight leave early, especially if a whole flight is delayed? There were many people on my flight that were going to that flight. Second flight left early. Left early. So that was the last flight out of the day. So I ended up spending the night in some, random one-star hotel in Virginia, I think. I don't even know, but I think it was Virginia. And I was, so my birthday began at some random hotel in Virginia, which is not the way I would have wanted to, begin my birthday. The whole idea was for me to wake up in New York, right? So anyway, that was the first of many things that I found challenging. And the point, what I discovered is that when I make my birthday about being of service to others, everything aligns. When I make my birthday about me having an epic time, everything gets thrown out of whack. So my mini mission, as I called it then, to give 24 gift cards to the unhoused as I ran, became the positive focal point of my birthday. And that was very fulfilling. And all my other efforts to try to, make something epic happen, that did not work out so well. All right, moving on. I'm going to be talking about me giving away the gift cards and my birthday ongoing, but let's move on. So today's morning Zen really comes via social media. I was really zonked yesterday in terms of just being tired. And so I didn't do my typical morning Zen. I didn't get up and read something, but I listened to something on social media, and it said, essentially, anyone can change their lives at any time, at any age. It doesn't matter what age and stage you are. It doesn't matter what your conditions are. What matters is that you say, I am taking full responsibility for my life. And that was really the end of the clip, but it resonated with me because it means that you're giving up blame. You're giving up pointing the finger. You're giving up blaming circumstances. You're giving up any of the excuses. And you're saying, I am responsible. I'm responsible for where I am now. And I can be responsible for where I want to go next. So that resonated with me on a number of different levels, but especially in terms of what I'm doing with the charity run. Because it's really about responsibility to me, making the choice every day to show up for myself. And that enables me to show up for others, like these nonprofits that I'm raising money for. Okay, so you guys got a break from the dice roll challenge because you haven't seen me in a while. I've been doing pre-recorded shows for a couple episodes, and I got to circle back to yesterday's pre-recorded show about the person that I returned his backpack to, because people had some comments about that I want to address. Because it's not really about what happened to him; it's about the mindset. But I won't address that now because I got too many things going on. So let me go ahead and do the dice roll challenge. You got a break, but we're back on dice roll challenge starting today, Wednesday. Today's number is 1. Easy day, $1. You're going to take $1 out of circulation and move it over to be invested. Why? Because investing is not optional. It's necessary. It's necessary. And the other why is everyone says, I don't have enough money to invest. Well, this is how you give yourself money to invest. You roll the dice yourself or watch me roll the dice and set that money aside to be invested. I'm going to go back to my letter grades. I know many of the people that watch this show are smart, and so you are appalled by the idea of getting a C. Well, that's what you're getting a C if all you're doing is saving money. That's better than a D or an F, but you're getting a C if all you're doing is saving money. F, by the way, is net sum zero mindset, meaning all the money you get in, you push right back out in terms of spending. That exists. There are many people that have that mindset where, if they get $100 in, they pay their bills, if they have any, whatever bills they have, and they spend the rest. Net sum zero until they get more money in. So that's an F. D is spending all the money, but having a little bit left in checking. Like not really being intentional about saving it, but you've got a little something left over. So that's a D. C is saving some money. So you're actively, intentionally saving. B is setting the money aside. We're getting to an A, but B is setting the money aside, actually getting it out of circulation so it can't be spent. And A is investing it. That's where you get the A. You've got to invest it. So if you're not investing it, you're not getting A's. Best you do it is getting the B. Okay, so number for the dice roll challenge number is 1. And I just went off on a tangent about my ABCs. I hope everyone is working towards straight A's out there. I want to hear some straight A's. And abundance. Let's do the affirmation and reminder, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've been listening to recently. And if I have time, I'm going to circle back to some of the earlier stories I mentioned. So, and I really want to tell you about my teaching experience. So I got to add that too. Let's see if we can get it all in. So let me hurry up now. So let's get over to the affirmation, and I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit. So we'll just do this once. Here's our affirmation. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. Here's my reminder. I just touched on this. If you only spend, you'll stay poor. That's that net sum zero mindset, spending everything that comes in. If you only spend, you'll stay poor. But if you only save, you'll stay middle class. If you want to change your financial circumstances, you must invest. It's not optional. Okay, so there are one really big idea, and then a secondary idea that's impactful as well, that came up for me over the weekend. And here's the really big idea. Is it really big? I guess it's not really big. It's just really impactful for me. Here it is. I was listening to a podcast, and when this line came up, I had to stop the podcast and just really drink it in. I must have listened to the same line 20 times. Here it is. You cannot outsave inflation. You cannot outsave inflation. Even now, it still hits me. You cannot outsave inflation. It's not that groundbreaking, It's just that I hadn't put it in those words. What do people teach us to do with money? They teach us to save it, right? That's what we're all taught. Save the money. But you can't outsave inflation. Inflation is moving at a rate faster than your rate of savings, no matter what your rate of savings is. Doesn't matter. Inflation is zapping the value out of the money you're saving faster than you can save it. Like it's taking at least 2% out of every dollar you save automatically. Right now, it's taking what, 8.6%. That's almost 10. That's almost 10%. It's just taking the value out of your money as you save. You cannot outsave inflation. Wow. So if you can't outsave inflation, then you've got to invest. You've got to constantly be making better than 2% in order to just retain the value of your money. That's not even changing your financial circumstances. That's just maintaining the current value of your money, which is revolutionary because most people don't. Most people just put their money in checkings and savings. They can't outsave inflation, so they're losing money all the time. They can't see it or feel it. Well, I guess they can feel it. They just haven't identified the feeling. But you feel it when you go to the gas station, right? Especially right now. You feel it when it costs you that much more money to buy eggs than usual. You feel it when you go to the grocery store and you've got to spend twice what you spent last time to get the same groceries. You feel it, but why you're feeling it is inflation is zapping your money. So you've got to shift your thinking, shift your mindset about where you put money in order to change your financial what? Circumstances. And I'm speaking to myself too, because it's rewiring the mindset that we've all been indoctrinated into. So that's my alarm. So the easiest thing to do is to go back to my ABCs. And this is why we have the ABCs. This is why I created the ABCs. Like you want to get that A by investing the money, because if you don't, you're getting zapped by inflation. Like inflation isn't going to give you a break. It's not going to. It's going to say, all right, well, I'm going to give Sekou a pass. Nope. You don't get a pass. Whatever money you have set aside is getting zapped by inflation all the time at a rate that is no lower than 2%. Because I just found out last week that the Fed is only responsible for keeping the rate of inflation at 2%, not even 0, not even 1%. Their responsibility is to keep it at 2%. So it's almost always going to be at 2%, and usually in a range of 2 to 6%. That is the acceptable range for the Fed, 2 to 6% for inflation, which means you have to be investing your money at a rate higher than 2 to 6% in order to maintain the value of your money. Okay. I feel like that is enough. Just that one idea. You cannot outsave inflation. Just that one idea is enough. It's a groundbreaking idea. Well, I guess I already said it's not groundbreaking, but the phrasing of it is really impactful to me. You can't outsave inflation. So what can you do? You can out-invest inflation, but you have to be aggressive about it. You've got to be aggressive about putting your money into a place where it makes more money. Okay, so in case there's somebody watching this show for the first time and they just heard that and they're like, well, where do I put the money? The easiest answer is the stock market index funds. We've been talking about index funds the most on this show. That is the place where you can have automatic diversification and have somebody vet the properties are ready for you, so you don't have to do any research or much, if any, research. And you can rely on these index funds because time and time again, they have performed well over time. So S&P 500, for example, the NASDAQ, for example, and the Dow, for example, 3 of the biggest indexes out there that are often synonymous with the health of the economy. Okay, so my alarm's gone off, and I really want to get back to one of these stories. So this is what I'm doing. I'm telling birthday stories continually. I'm telling gift card giveaway stories continually, and I think I'm adding teacher stories continually too. And they're gonna have to be really short stories because I can usually tell stories for a long time. So these are short stories. I've already done for today. I've already done the gift card giveaway. What happened with the plastic surgeon in McDonald's? I've already talked about my delayed flight in terms of the birthday story. So here's the teacher story. So yesterday was my first day back for a while, and I can't explain how this happened really, but it wasn't a hello moment. It wasn't a goodbye moment. Somewhere near the middle of class, I had broken the kids up into groups, and I was trying to explain to this group what I wanted them to do. I wanted them to create this play. I wanted them to remix the Three Little Pigs and to make it their own. Use the Three Little Pigs as a model, but create their own play based off of that. And one of the kids starts hugging me. So just to give you a visual, there's a stage. I'm teaching class in a performance space. So they're on stage, and I'm standing there talking to them, and they're standing above me. And one of them bends down to hug me, and I'm like, "What's happening?" And then another one does, and another one does, and before I know it, I got like 8 kids like hugging me from the stage. Like, what's happening? I'm literally saying, "What's happening now? Is everybody okay?" And they don't say anything. They just keep hugging me. And then the other kids feel left out. And so it's getting bigger. It's like this mob hug of all these kids rushing over to hug Mr. Sekou. It was hilarious and so endearing. And I still don't know why they did it. Later on, another kid hugged me by herself, and she said that she was having a bad day. So I comforted her. But that was separate from this big hug that I don't know how it happened. So anyway, that's my latest teaching story. I wish I'd been telling you the teaching stories all along, because every class has been a hoot and a holler. Let me tell you, these kids are keeping me on my toes. So ongoing, new stuff, ongoing. I'm going to tell teaching stories as long as it lasts. I'm going to tell the gift card giveaway stories as long as it lasts. I'm going to tell birthday stories as long as it lasts. And I will also obviously continue to talk about wealth and abundance. The takeaway from today is you cannot outsave inflation. If you don't remember anything else from today's class, today's show, just remember that. You cannot outsave inflation. Okay, I see a bunch of notes in the chat. Sorry, I've been talking so much today, I didn't get to the notes, the chat. But it's time for prayer time right now. So shout out to prayer time. And then at 10:15, it's time for Sit with Rev Melissa. Thanks, Linda. I see you're saying that you're happy I'm live again. All right, I appreciate that. And I will see you here live tomorrow. Until then, keep doing. Be a hero. Be your own financial hero. And remember that now is better than perfect in terms of all things, but especially in terms of investing. So go invest today. Later.